Today we're going to San Diego. No bueno, not that San Diego. This San Diego, California, where we're going to meet up with Keith on Coronado Island and look at his monitor. And now we're off. This is it, Brad.
All right. I'm really excited.
We're leaving from the parking lot of the Sports Authority. Not very glamorous.
Where's the ticker tape parade?
All right, so we're getting to San Diego in late afternoon on Easter Sunday. Get out of the car, and there's this beautiful high-rise apartment building, and you can hear the ocean in the background. This is going to be awesome. I wonder what he'll think when we get to the door. And right about here, I thought, what the hell am I doing?
Aloha.
Keith.
Hey, long time.
And then he gave me a hug, and I knew it would be okay. Everything would be okay. We'd be friends forever. We'd probably go swimming together that night. What am I talking about? And they had a beautiful home. Brad got situated right away. Looked like a real suave gentleman sitting there. We slept well with the sounds of the ocean on the deck. I dreamt of when I was in high school. That's me. And the next morning we woke up and went downtown San Diego and looked at his monitors. He had monitors everywhere. It was the coolest office setup I think I've seen in a long time. I'm speechless. I'm not usually speechless. After we talked for a while, we took a walk in downtown San Diego. Keith walks about 7,000 to 10,000 steps a day. This time we stepped on over to the Pancake House. Why does everybody want to give me pancakes? Oh yeah, that's right. I bragged about how many I could eat for like 6 of the last 7 years. At breakfast, we talked about Keith's trading history. Talked about what he wanted to accomplish. I'm going to summarize it here and give you an idea of some of the lessons we learned from talking to Keith. He's interested in all kinds of stuff, and now I'm kind of losing my train of thought and thinking about the pancakes and his monitor. Now I've really lost my train of thought. I'm going to have to save this for later. Man, those pancakes were good. He got extra powdered sugar on his. He got a German pancake. I didn't know Germans liked pancakes. And then it was time to get in the car and get on the way to Arizona to see Joseph Smith. And then he fell asleep. Yeah, he fell asleep. Right in the car. Yeah, he did. But we stopped at Starbucks, and I put it right into his veins, and he popped to life. We're on the road on the way to Arizona, and it struck us along the way here. We're in Centro, California. We're going to wait here until we get an earthquake. We're not leaving until we get an earthquake. Did you know this is where some of the big ones happen? Right here?
I think I've heard the name before in association with earthquakes.
Yeah, I was expecting this whole city to be in rubble. It's been a real disappointment to see. It's been a disappointment to see how good it looks.
I don't know.
And we were talking in the car on the way here, or I was talking to myself because Brad was asleep, about how entrepreneurial Keith was with respect to his trading.
Yeah, it really impressed me because he not only told us about his trading, but he told us about his real estate career and the various businesses he'd done over the years, over a period of decades, really. And just his approach of finding something he could do to make money and then scaling it out, finding the people he needed and the skills he needed to build really large and ambitious business ventures.
Yeah. I loved what he said, and we mentioned this before. He said that snippet about most realtors, 20% of the realtors were making 80% of the money. And his goal was to go into an office when he was managing all these brokers and help bring up 50% of the brokers or 60% of the brokers to be profitable. And that had huge returns. And we talked about how he would try to get a system down and then scale the system. That, consistency was more important than anything else. And I thought that is so entrepreneurial, and that spirit applies to everything that we do, that in every area of your life. This is about trading, of course, on this trip, but find something that works and then pound on it. Really get down to business on that one thing that works, and then clean the slate. Get rid of everything extraneous. When you find something that works, he had this story about when ATMs were the big thing.
Right.
They would buy a bunch of ATMs and then put them all over the place in Home Depots and whatever else.
Mm-hmm.
And he found an NFL player to go into business with him. And then they would go to a business and the NFL player would do a pitch. And he found a way to just scale it up big time.
Yeah.
And I thought he found something that worked. And then during that time, I'm sure he wasn't like, hey, I want to start a knitting company or a yarn resale business or a franchise of a McDonald's. I mean, he didn't want to do that. He wanted to do the ATMs, and it probably consumed him all the time.
Yeah. He has a unique ability, and I've noticed this about a lot of entrepreneurs. They find one opportunity that most people might look at it and they wouldn't even click that if I scale this out, if I make this big, it's going to be a huge amount of money.
Yeah.
And he was able to identify that and then patiently and methodically scale it out and scale it up. And he's doing the same thing with his trading.
So think about what is working in your life. What is working right now? It could be about trading. I'd love it to be about trading. And if it is about trading, write us. Leave a comment in the YouTube video or write to producer@traderspodcast.com or robbooker@gmail.com or rob@robbooker.com or I don't know, you pretty much, it's all over the place now. Or leave a comment on the Facebook page. We want to hear about what's working for you, or keep the answer to yourself and think about that. But in other areas of your life, think about what's working. How can you add to or put more emphasis on what's working, and then clean the slate in your life from everything else that interrupts or prevents you from focusing on that thing that's working. And when you find something that's working, dedicate time to it. Do something nice for it. Manage your best trade setup like you would tend a garden. You tend it, you prune around it, you take the weeds out, you water it, you take care of it, and you manage it. And your garden flourishes, and it makes beautiful flowers or food for you. And that's just like a trading system that works. Find what works. It might be boring, it might just be cucumbers. Maybe you don't like cucumbers, but whatever it is, your little cucumber trading system, or whatever it is in your life that's working, find what works and follow that pattern, and get everything out of your life and out of the way that prevents you from doing a good job with what works. And you're watching Brad and I, Man vs. Market, from the road. We'll catch up with you again when we get to Arizona.
See you next time.
Subscribe to my channel. Hey, come on over to my channel. Rob Booker at YouTube. robbooker.com/tour, facebook.com/man vs. market, where there's all kinds of great updates, and twitter.com/robbooker, and even Instagram @robbooker. See you there.
Where's the ticker tape parade?